friends, Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. And this video is in regards to a question I've been getting quite a bit actually lately. People have been asking me whether or not I think it's worth it for them to take an herbalism class. And so what I've done is I put some thoughts together of questions you need to ask yourself and to consider to find out whether or not that is the direction you should take. Because I can't tell you what is best for you, but I will say I have never taken a single herbalism class because I am one that learns best by being able to first make her own schedule and study in my own time and study what I want to study when I need to study it, and then to apply those things and have the real hands-on experience and learn also through trial and error and experimenting. And so that's the way I've always done it. It's not that I don't look things up and learn these things and learn something about it before I dive in, but there is a lot of things that I just learn best by simply doing. And so for me, it's just, I've considered it several times over the years, but because of my schedule and the cost involved and just liking the freedom to be able to learn what I want to learn when I want to learn it and am able to, these are the main reasons why I am totally self-taught when it comes to this. And I've been studying this for a good number of years. I would say a minimum of 12 years when it comes more specifically to making extracts and growing the herbs, but even longer than that when it comes to learning about the benefits of different herbs and spices. But I still have a ton more to learn. And as I learn, I share different things with you. But first, let's cover some of these questions you need to ask yourself, because these are going to play heavily into whether or not it's something you should or need to do. First of all, how important is it for you to have that piece of paper that shows that you have taken these courses or that you're certified in herbalism? Are you looking at doing this as a profession? Are you wanting to become a professional naturopath or herbalist where you're teaching others? Then this is something that I would say, yes, you should take that class. It will be worth it to you to make sure that even though you might be able to learn all that same stuff outside of the class, having the course and the certificate to prove that you've done it can be very important. And so any other things where that certificate, you might need to use that as proof to show people that yes, you've taken this class, yes, you are certified in that. Those are the things that are going to be important. Now, for me, it's just never been important for me to have a piece of paper to prove that I studied. And here's the other thing too, is that if it's just something as a matter of pride to show to friends and family, well, the truth is that just like with any diploma, certificate, degree, the only thing those actually prove is that the person crammed enough for their test to be able to pass them. But it says nothing about their actual experience. Though with a lot of jobs, it is important to have that piece of paper to show to whoever's hiring you. So I get it. I do understand all this. Now, as far as if it comes down to your own just personal learning and you don't need that piece of paper to prove to anything or anyone that might be hiring you or you starting your own business, if it's just for your own personal use or friends and family, then a course may be a good thing depending on your learning style. Are you one that really needs structure and someone walking you through the steps and helping to lead you through the different things you need to learn? Or are you wanting to make sure you have a real well-rounded education, at least to start with, that talks about a lot of the basic herbs, how to use the basic herbs, how to make tinctures and extracts, and how to apply these things to your own life? Then a class like that may be something you'll want to look into. Everybody's learning styles are going to be different. Not everybody is self-motivated enough or has the understanding on how to do their own research, which it can be long and tiring, and trying to just get the practice and understand how to look things up. That alone is an education right there, just learning how to look things up and how to learn from these things and how to compare. And by the way, I have a video I did a few years ago on how to do your own research. If that's something you want to look into, is to figure out, well, okay, how can I go about this myself? I did a video just on that, just giving you the basic steps to know how to get started. And I'll link to that in the description box down below. But I do understand that learning styles play a lot in what's going on what you should do. So just like with children in a school setting, some children learn best in a classroom situation. Some children learn best by being a more kinesthetic, self-taught kind of person, which is me. And there's other types of learning styles. And so all of that fits into what you're going to need. And then obviously one question will be, can you afford it? If you don't have the funds, then I would say, then learn how to be more self-taught. And then looking at your own schedule. I do know there are different people having their own courses that set them up in different ways. And how they set them up, some of them can be where you can just work on your stuff when you have time, even if it takes you a year to get through something that only should have taken a month. Some courses can be set up that way. I don't know which ones, where other ones are going to be something you have to attend, even if it's online, on at least a weekly basis or daily basis at a certain time of the day for a certain amount of time. And you have to decide, is that going to fit into your schedule? How busy is your schedule? So you're going to have to look at these different places, because there's all kinds of great people out there offering courses, and you got to find out if you can work your schedule around that. I'm not one that wants to add. So that's the other thing, is as busy as I am, I already have my schedule filled. I don't have time to try to squeeze in a course when I can find the time when I am able to study what I need to. So these are all going to be the things that are going to play into this. Now, I absolutely believe for a lot of people, a course is going to be an excellent thing. And even though I've never taken a course, I have interacted quite a bit with Heidi from, why do I always forget the name of her channel, but I'll put the name of her channel right here. She has a YouTube channel, and she also offers, I think, biennial classes and courses. Some are going to cost a little more than others, depending on what you're wanting out of the course. And then I think she does still have some free courses that she has out there. Plus she has her YouTube videos where she shows how to do a few different things. And so I will link to her channel down below and to her webpage. And like I said, I've interacted with her directly through email. She's a really wonderful lady. And so just from what I've seen of her, I would recommend her course. And if I was going to take one, she would be the one I would go to for that. And some other things that may be important to you before you sign up for any course is, especially if you're a believer, that may be very important to you, to have a course taught by someone who is more biblically based, because we know that there are certain areas in herbalism that can get into areas that us as believers need to stay away from, because that's what we're taught in Scripture. These are the things that we should avoid and stay away from. And so because of that, it is a good idea to know who you're taking the course from. And Heidi is a believer just like myself, and so that is another reason why I would recommend her, at least to those who are fellow believers and want a course that's taught from something that's not going to fall out of biblical guidelines. So right here you'll see I have just a few random herbs. These are all things that I've grown. This is just a few. These are just the ones I grabbed because they were the closest. These are all things that I grow myself. I dehydrate through the season, and then I have them on hand for making whatever it is I'm going to make, whether it be teas or extracts or salves. Right here is some turkey tail mushroom that we forage from our other piece of property, so I don't have to try to grow them. They just grow on their own, which I have a video on, and I'll link to that down below. In fact, I'll link to my whole playlist instead of herbs and more benefits and uses. And if you're watching this on Rumble, I'll put the Rumble playlist, now that they have playlists, I'm so excited. I'll put the Rumble playlist that I've started there, but I don't have everything in there yet. As of the time I'm shooting this video, I only have 39 videos in there. On YouTube, I have 94 or 95, something like that. But I'll be putting more from YouTube, downloading them, and then uploading them to Rumble and making sure they get in that playlist. So hopefully there'll be at least a few more in there by the time this video publishes. So I hope you enjoyed this video and just gave you some food for thought, things to think about, because it's all got to be dependent on the person, if it's going to be worth it to you. So any thoughts or ideas you would like to share down below, or maybe someone that you've taken a course from that you would like to share the name or channel name of that person down below. All right, well, thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.